What would you take to a desert island? When people ask this question, we tend to think of things that are very important for us in our survival. We can think of a pocket knife, a lighter, a Netflix account. However, we very rarely stop to think about how our simple choices can change an island forever. This is because islands are very special, fragile environments. 20% of biodiversity on Earth lives in islands. Think of amazing species such as the flightless birds such as the dodo or giant reptiles. Many of these went extinct in the last centuries, right after humans arrived. In my PhD, I study how humans have changed the landscapes of Cabo Verde, a tropical arid archipelago situated 600 kilometers from the Sahara Desert in the Atlantic Ocean. When the Portuguese first discovered Cabo Verde in the 15th century, they had a very clear idea of what they would take to a desert island. They would take their useful animals, such as goats and cows. They would take plants from Europe, Africa, and America. They would even take things without intending to, such as rats that lived in their boats. In the present, 6 centuries after, Cabo Verde suffers from huge erosion, loss of habitats, and the spread of invasive species. These are serious threats that need to be dealt with now. However, nobody knows how Cabo Verde was before humans arrived. We don't preserve historical accounts that can guide us in restoring past ecosystems. We don't even know how many species went extinct. That memory now is gone. But there are other ways of looking into the past. We can dig it out of the ground, and that is what I do on my PhD. I study sediments that deposit in volcanic craters in Cabo Verde. I study them like if they were pages of a book that go from present to past. In them we have an amazing amount of information in the form of fossil pollen grains, fungal spores, pieces of charcoal, even volcanic ash. And that can tell us about vegetation in the past, the presence of endemic species, the occurrence of fire, and even the effects of volcanic eruptions. The most exciting part is that we get to work together with local conservation experts, and through our data, we can propose a new perspective of how to bring back lost ecosystems in Cabo Verde. So what would you take to a desert island? Whatever your choice is, bear in mind how important yet fragile they are, and how, by looking to their past, we can preserve their future.